let's welcome North Carolina A&T State University. Thank you so much for being here and presenting.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Courtney Anderson, and I am the current president of Alpha Lambda Delta at North Carolina A&T State University. Today, me and some of my board members are coming before you to talk a little bit about social justice and how our chapter works to combat this issue, as well as our university. So just a brief introduction. Once again, my name is Courtney Anderson, and I am the current president of Alpha Lambda Delta at my university.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nyheim Beatty, and I'm the Mr. Alpha Lambda Delta at North Carolina A&T State University.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Makyia Wykle. I am the Miss Alpha Lambda Delta for this academic school year.
All right, and so our chapter at North Carolina A&T is dedicated to advocacy and committed to doing our part to promote social justice. Our HBCU is founded on the pillars of making a difference and creating effective change. Our chapter at ALD performs nothing short of this standard. Some of the things this year that we focused on include voter registration. These are just some of the highlights. Black Period Project, which is a previous member. She created a nonprofit where she has these hygiene products and she gives them to underserved communities, and it's just about hygiene, health, and things like that. And also we did a prison book drive, which we will get into a little bit later. And then we also do Feed the Hungry, because Greensboro, where our university is located in one of the 17 food deserts in the state of North Carolina, in Greensboro. So a little bit about social justice. Social justice is the view that everyone deserves equal economic, political, and social rights and opportunities. Social justice assigns the rights and duties in the institutions of our society, which enables people to receive the basic benefits of burdens of cooperation. Social justice helps us work towards celebrating diversity in our community and country. That's just to give a little background on that. So here we just have a few pictures of kind of the stuff that we do. In this top picture, we have the Black Period Project. So, sorry. Oh, I wanted to. In this top picture, we have Black Period Project. So this was one of our days where we collected donations of hygiene products and we packaged them all up. This was one of the previous years, but this year we continued to keep the tradition rolling. At the beginning of the semester, we were able to have different students come. We had a central location, kind of like a drop-off due to COVID, and we got a lot of donations, I believe over 200 period products. So that was something that we did that was really successful, and we didn't expect such a great turnout with COVID, but we ended up to be really effective in it. In this picture below that, they have on red shirts. This was when we did a kind of packaging for food. Like I stated before, we have 17 food deserts in Greensboro alone. So a lot of times what we'll do is on a Saturday morning, we'll get together, package up the food, we'll wear gloves and things like that. And then we'll package up the food. We'll either partner with different nonprofits in Greensboro, or we can go directly into the community down the street from our university and pass them out to the homeless just like that. Something else that we do, this was a very big movement on campus, was voting registration and things like that. As you can see, we have some of the flyers that we did when we were promoting it. We participated in a lot of walks on and off campus to promote it, registered over 1,000 students, freshmen on-campus students, to vote. And yeah, it's your civic duty to vote. So we really just, with voter suppression and things like that, we wanted to do our part and continue to express and expand on the importance of voting in the upcoming generation.
Okay, right now we're getting ready to talk about our prison book drive that we recently just did. Just give you a little information and a couple of facts about prisons, with over 2.2 million people in the national prisons and jails to this day. So more facts, more than 60% of prison inmates are functioning illiterately. There has been a 500% increase in inmates over the past 40 years. The United States holds the #1 ranking for countries with the most inmates. So with ALD, me and my miss, we covered a community service plan over a couple of weeks. The prison book drive, basically the drive came and people donated books and give out books. This is Miss ALD. This was her idea. She was the backbone. She was the main person behind this. So with furthermore, to give you more information about the prison book drive, let me introduce you to my wonderful Miss ALD.
Thank you, Nyheim. Before I get into it, I know not everybody has a Miss or Mr. for their chapter. So to briefly go over what that is, Nyheim and I are the community service co-chairs, as well as the face of our ALD chapter. Our job is basically to organize and orchestrate community service events like the Prison Book Drive. So to begin, over the past winter break, I, along with my e-board, had the task of creating goals and brainstorming new ideas for this upcoming spring semester. We as a team wanted something that wasn't your basic or reliable community service events like Feed the Homeless or item drives. And though those events are very helpful and much needed, and we hosted those events in the past, they sometimes take attention from those causes that truly need it. What about the causes that get unconsciously neglected when people think about volunteerism? As I was sitting on the couch at home, brain dumping all my ideas in my ALD notebook, I tried to think about the answer to this question. On the list of my ideas, one of the causes that really stood out to me was the unjust U.S. justice system. The U.S. has held and continues to hold the reputation of having the largest population of imprisoned individuals in the world. And I repeat, in the world. Though it's a large issue to tackle, I was taught that no problem is too big and that you can tackle any huge problem one step at a time. So I went to Google and I researched ways in which we could better our prison systems, and book donations came up. Further into my research, I discovered that only 18% of American prisoners have obtained a high school diploma before entering the prison system. Also, more than 60% of US prisoners are illiterate, and over 70% cannot read above a 4th grade level. This is something that I hadn't heard much about, so I thought this is something we should definitely implement. I looked for places in North Carolina that distributed books to prisons, and I reached out to them through email and phone calls. I ended up choosing a small organization called Saxapahal Prison Books. I shared this idea with my team, and they really liked the idea, so now it was time to plan. Since we have restrictions due to COVID, I coordinated with my mister as well as my advisor to organize dates for the books drop-off, spread out between 3 weeks to reduce foot traffic and ensure social distancing. In order to ensure that this event was a success, we shared this opportunity with as many people as possible. We utilized connections with alumni, family, and friends, and utilized social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We didn't just share the information though. We did share the statistics and why the cause was so important whenever we did tell somebody about the event. I know this wouldn't solve the problem overall, but it was a step, and I wanted this event to encourage thought about the cause at hand. Before I end, I want to give a special thanks to Nyheim, Courtney, and my advisor, Mr. Harrison, for helping me with this event and helping me shop for books with our monetary donations. At the conclusion of the event, we ended up donating over 140 books, and we raised $289, and we're still open to donations to this day. So thank you all.
Our donations are being donated to various states with high prison population across the country, including North Carolina and Georgia. This event was a great event. I thank my whole e-board for coming together with this wonderful event and just being supportive of each and every day. And if you have any questions, please ask. But at the end of the day, thank you, and Aggie pride.
Courtney, Nyheim, and Makyia, thank you so much. That was great. I'm going to see if there are questions. Again, feel free to, one handy feature in Zoom is to raise your hand. That'll pop you up to the top so that I can see you since there's so many screens. So if you do have a question, you want to turn your camera on and unmute yourself, feel free to raise your hand. And otherwise, Trish, I might need your help too if there are questions I'm not seeing in the chat.
No, I don't think I've seen any. Lots of praise.
Yeah.
But I don't see any specific questions.
Great. Okay. Well, again, oh, yeah, go ahead. Is there someone?
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I was just wondering, was social media the main platform that you guys use for promotion, or did you use like flyers and stuff like that as well?
We had a flyer. I'm sorry. we had a flyer for the event and we shared it on the social media platforms. We also utilize like groups on Facebook. There's a group called Ladies of A&T, basically a group of alumni that went to our school. And so we had the flyer and we posted those on social media. So yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again, North Carolina A&T State University, Courtney, Nyheim, and Makyia. Thank you. That was wonderful.